What's up, guys? This is Kay from Lunarlight Games, and thanks for dropping back in. Hello and welcome to our channel. If you're new, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Help us keep growing our channel. Anyway, we are continuing our playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. Let me get set up here. Alright. If you guys have not tuned into the last session that we had with Dragon Age, make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be very important because a lot of things will change from here on out. Let us get going. Okay, let's do some exploration first. We have so many upgrades to do. In order to expand our keep, we have to look for so many materials. Hang on here. Is there anything that we can check out? Yes, there's an upper floor to this. Nothing to pick up though, so don't worry about it. Again, if you want to change your cosmetics, here you go. The Night's Watch. I think this is an Easter egg. There is also the Day's Vigil. You know what? Casual wear. Casual wear compared to the outerwear. I don't know. I think the first time around when I played through this, I just threw on the Night's Watch. I mean, it looks okay. Only slightly better. What about the armor? Nah, not really my thing. Let's go with the Night's Watch. Alright, let's go explore our keep. We have a lot of things to get done. I don't even know if we'll be able to explore any places yet. Okay, in the main hall, if you have this option available, you can run through a number of activities. It's important because this is how you're going to rule your Inquisition.
Better and better. What can't we do in a place like this?
This is the Endercroft. This is where the magic happens. We can customize our castle here. If you want a different throne, feel free to choose a different one. These are all cosmetics. The windows, of course, are also cosmetics. You're supposed to be able to unlock these by finding the windows throughout the world. I'm just going to keep everything as is. Well, these are more cosmetics. I don't know if we should even use them. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, there are a lot of side quests in this game. If all you were to do was just follow the main side quest, I mean, not the main side quest, the main story quests in the game, this will be very short. But what fun is that if you can't take the time to explore the world? Anyway, this is our customization table. If you want to change up your castle, here's how you do it. And what is this over here? Right. We have new schematics. Got some new stuff as well. There's also a shop here for more of these if you need them to reset your skills. But really, what we're here for is the storage box. This is where we're going to keep our stuff. We can store up to 500 items, more than enough for the game. But there's a neat trick to this storage box. I'm going to save real quick, just so we don't screw things up. You can dupe items in this box. For example, where are the amulets? Here we go. Amulets of power. Say you wanted to max out all of your stats for one particular character. Store your amulet of power here, and then what you'll want to do is press X and circle at the same time. I think that ought to do it, otherwise I might be misremembering. Yeah, I don't think I did that right. It should be X and circle. Hang on. There's a way to dupe these amulets so that you can get a whole bunch of them and then learn every skill in the game. Hang on. I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? I only have two. What happened to my other one? No, these are different. The heck? I remember doing this cheat a while ago. Let's see. Dragon Age, Inquisition. They never patched out this bug. So if you want to, feel free to take advantage of it. Alright, the item dupe. Yeah, it should be X and circle. This is not working out right. We have 4, right? This one is for Solus, so X and circle. There's one in the inventory. I mean, one in the storage. Yeah, it's not working. Let me see. Still isn't working. Solus and Varric. That should have worked, right? There we go. Notice how we have one more than we originally started out with. There, we actually duped this one for Solus. Let's try that again. It takes some practice, but it's relatively easy to do. So let's try this again. There's one there. Never mind, that didn't go through, did it? Let me try again. Takes some getting used to, but it obviously should work. There we go. That's another one. And another one for Solus. So now we're up to like, what, 3? So the idea here is to just keep repeating this over and over until you have more than enough to power up Solus or anyone else that you choose. So if you want to power up Varric, there's one in here, and then there should be another one for Varric. Or did we not do it right? Yeah, I'm obviously not doing this right. But practice makes perfect, and depending on whether you have input lag, it might throw you off. I think that's what's happening here. But I mean, it is working. Albeit somewhat very slowly. It's going to take me some while to dupe all these. I don't think it matters whether you go from the main menu or the inventory menu. Oh wait, hang on. Never mind, I think it does matter. If you go through the inventory, it might not work, but if you go through the storage slot, it'll work. Be careful though, sometimes you can bug out things. So, for example, right now, it's showing that we don't have anything in this slot, right? But if we go over here, everything's still there. So be careful with this. Sometimes your save might glitch out. No, I've never heard of that show. At one point, I did watch another zombie show called, what was it, Z Nation? Anyway, That's enough of that. Let me go ahead and reload my save. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade Solus's powers until he's maxed out. We're going to do that for Varric and Solus. We don't have any need to do the other characters. We're not going to bring them along. Just make sure you don't accidentally spend these amulets because they're very rare, and I think they kind of reduce the amount of them through the in-game updates. It used to be that characters would get one or two of these at a time. Now it's kind of restricted to only like one or two. I don't think it was necessarily better. It was entertaining for sure, but not necessarily better. All right. That should have worked, right? No. I think... Hang on. Let me take one out, use it, and then... That way we don't have to get confused whether we still have one or not. If you don't feel like using these amulets for... I mean, if you don't feel like using this dupe glitch for other amulets of power, you can always dupe like these other regular items. So like something like an amulet of constitution, you can dupe that and give that one to everyone instead of just having one in the party. So let's wear one of those and then make another one. Did that work? Yes, we have another one in the inventory. We're just going to keep doing this over and over again for a little bit. Sorry to say, guys, you're going to have to watch me repeat this party trick for a little while. At least until we can get these two characters completely maxed out. Solus. See how we now have three points to spend? Not to mention we now have Solus's specialization. We can now turn him into a Rift Mage. Don't worry about the focus ability. I never use it. Not for Solus anyway. You're better off using your own focus ability. But he does have a number of good active abilities like Stone Fist or even Pull of the Abyss. Yeah, this bug is worth it. It's not necessary though. You could easily beat this game on Nightmare difficulty without it. Where's the amulet? I don't know how many of these we're going to have to dupe. It's always good to double check this because if you screw up the thing, you might end up spending your extra amulet. I would think so. It's very fun once you get access to all of your powers. Normally, in a single playthrough, you don't get enough points to activate every single ability in the skill trees. Let's before you can confirm that you have gotten everything. Maybe we should spend. Yeah, let's spend the amulet before we continue. So unfortunately, the first portion of our session today is just going to be all of this. I probably should have spent the time to do this off stream. But you know what? That's fine. It doesn't hurt to show you guys a trick or two. Dang. It's not always guaranteed that this trick will work the first time around. Maybe we should just spend them as we go. Yeah, I didn't dupe it right. Crap. Okay, there's one. I think I'll make Solus a little bit more powerful and then we'll move on. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. Yeah, there's an extra one. And another one. Gee, I wonder how many points that puts us up at. Alright, just for an example, outside of just the amulets of power, once you've gotten like really good accessories, like the purple grade ones, for example, where is that amulet? Did I throw it into my valuables? Yeah, I did. Let's not do that. It's funny. In a game with a whole bunch of like cosmetics, Solus is the most generic character. He has no style whatsoever. Okay, so there's the Amulet of Constitution. We should have another one. There we go. So if you want more health, for example, you can make like 4 of these and put them on every single character. Solus. But yeah, we can keep doing that, going on and on and on, and he's going to continue skyrocketing in points. See, he already has 5 points now. I think by the time you reach like level 27, you should have more than enough points. Unless you simply just want everything in the game. I mean, more power to you. In the meantime, what other spells do we want? Don't really use Fate Step. This one, however, is absolutely a must. So we're going to take Wildfire, Flashpoint, Pyromancer, and then Fire Mine, and then Flaming Array is way better than Searing Glyph. With Flaming Array, you can cast up to 3 mines all at once. Alright, I'm going to stop for now. We'll work on that later. When I have more time, we'll throw up more. Otherwise, look who returns. It's Harriet.
Like this, who needs the view? I've walked away from too many burning buildings for one lifetime. This place, though, it'll be all right. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
Everyone needs time for this transition.
Time won't help. Purpose does. And I got a load of it. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus. And we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
You left in a hurry, but you got into your old place. Save anything?
Family hammer. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's good to be back at work.
I trust Harriet is enjoying his new home.
How is this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade. But ever forward.
You've got it all up and running?
Your basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place was built for something big. It'll be a job to fill it.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Cassandra is a funny character. Behind her tough exterior, she's actually a good person at heart. And a bit of a romantic. The Undercroft. This is just some background info for this little storage area. Stay aware of this place because this is where we're going to come here. I mean, this is where we're going to come to bank and do our crafting and our upgrading. I think it looks like a cool spot. Now after that, I'm going to go find my friends. We'll talk to them all. And then we'll talk to Josephine. There's a construction report. Someone died here. Poor guy. He was only doing some work. And yet he fell.
Someone emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire. Ah, Mecca, the smell is everywhere. I was going to use them for dinner and then... I can't recall who took them.
Our hull here will eventually get repaired and look even better. For now, take it for what it is.
That got a little heated. You all right?
Well, that depends. How angry is Cassandra? I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
I bet Cassandra regrets how things went back there. You should talk to her.
I appreciate that you're trying to keep the peace, but things between me and the Seeker are as good as they'll get. I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry.
Varric will come around. And regarding The Witcher 3, I have played only about an hour. I didn't get any further because I'm not familiar with like the background story of the game. Plus, I did the dumb thing and decided to get the platinum in one go. I switched the difficulty to the maximum and started the game fresh. Long story short, I did not last. The combat is very unforgiving.
Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
You said he was a Darkspawn or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either. He's definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that. He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
So, central to the mythology in Dragon Age, the Darkspawn originated from back when the Magisters of Tevinter tried to magically teleport themselves into heaven, or this game's version of heaven. Think of Corypheus as maybe like the devil.
If you and Hawk defeated him once, we can do it again.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt. It makes me wonder. I thought the Wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
Oh, this story is also in Dragon Age 2. But yeah, this is in Dragon Age 2. It's actually part of the DLC for Dragon Age 2, and you can play that and see how that tale goes. Or if not, just look up a YouTube video.
How did you and Hawk even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawk. He actually got control of an entire Carter clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit. We tracked the Carter to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawk's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
Who knew that DLC would be a blueprint for the main boss in this game?
There has to be a way to defeat Corypheus. We'll find it, don't worry.
I hope you're right. Maker's breath, what have I let loose?
I don't think I've seen it, but I might be familiar with what you're talking about. EA has a tendency to make all these other adaptations related to their games. They did it for Dante's Inferno.
You had nothing to do with this, Varric.
I was the one who led Hawk to Corypheus. If I hadn't tracked the Carter to that ruin. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Is this a bad time? I can come back.
No, it's all right. Bills are really not that engrossing. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed a chosen one before.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
And no, you cannot romance Varric.
What am I to you, then?
None of this shit makes any sense to me. Is this the end of the world? Did Andraste send you through the breach? I have no idea. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
Whatever I am to Thedas, I'm still just an ordinary person.
So, just a regular person, like anybody else. Right. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace?
To me, Josephine's just a regular name. Montpellier, though, is French sounding. The first part of it sounds like mountain, but then I don't know what the latter portion is.
I've got a minute if you need something.
Let's talk more about Corypheus.
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a rune in the Vimarks. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful Darkspawn.
This is starting to bring up memories. I haven't played that DLC for some years now.
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
The Wardens who imprisoned him thought he was just a Darkspawn. But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a Magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the Blights.
Yes, it's interesting to see that we're fighting against almost a literal devil.
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family.
Oh wait, we already listened to that one.
The Vimarks. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful Darkspawn.
I've never heard of Wardens locking up Darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think they could. From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control Wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The Wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
Corypheus is very interesting. He has all the all the hallmarks of an archdemon, but he isn't an archdemon.
You and Hawk both said before he was supposed to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
Yeah, they didn't make sure enough.
All right. I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem.
So that's Corypheus.
I've got a minute if you need something.
I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Well, we've already heard enough about that.
Carry on.
I've got a minute if you need something.
Is there anything more?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
As always, we're always
What can I do for you?
trying to exhaust as many dialogue options as possible.
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
We know everyone there is to know. Meanwhile, Josephine has an entire team writing your polite refusals to dinner parties.
What do you think of Liliana's work?
Do you want to know what the Arashok had for breakfast this morning? I think she can tell you.
What do you think of our general?
He needs more to do. Honestly, right now he spends all day cleaning his armor with a lost puppy look on his face.
Aside from more information, some of these dialogue options will also open up war table missions. That's what I'm trying to get at right now.
How do you think Josephine is handling the job of ambassador?
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild. She'd own them before breakfast.
Good to know.
Back to work, then.
I mean, at the very least, we can get more lore out of the game.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Crap.
Thanks.
We've already chosen that one.
No problem.
I think we just need to check out the Red Lyrium one and then move on from Varric.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the Lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a Lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
Meredith is the final boss of Dragon Age 2.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Wait, what about the other option?
Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person. And I don't want to find out.
There's DLC in this game that will later explain what exactly lyrium is.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject. I've got a minute if you need something.
Never mind. That should be about it.
Carry on.
Anyway. Moving on to the next character. Request for resources on the Fade. This name right here, at the very bottom, Ferdinand Genetivi. He's been a character since the very first game. I forget if you get to meet him here, or in the second game. But let me just scroll through this. And we'll continue to look around. By the way, if you look around at the murals, this will actually describe the life's work of Solus.
Sleep well?
I've never done anything like that before. On a number of levels.
I apologize. The kiss was impulsive and ill-considered, and I should not have encouraged it.
Solus, I thought you were interested. If I misread you, I apologize.
No, you have no need to apologize. It has been a long time, and things have always been easier for me in the Fate. I am not certain this is the best idea. It could lead to trouble.
If you romance multiple characters in the game, you can get up to a point where everyone's romance, but then you have to choose which relationship you want to pursue. It works out perfectly if you're trying to do just one run of the game and you're trying to get all the trophies. I think there's like a trophy associated with everyone's romance. So don't focus on any one romance until you have every single character romanced. And then you can make a save and then work your way from there. Pursue the romance with every single character, see their cutscenes, and then go back and then choose your main one.
I'm willing to take that chance. If you are.
Maybe, yes. If I could take a little time to think. There are considerations.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you.
I am not often thrown by things that happen in dreams, but I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhall. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
Yes, let's learn more.
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
I would like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
You said that you believe the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Devinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the Archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Devinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the Blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
I think we've run through some of these before.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang a soldier's hymn to keep formation. Primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choirs mastered, though their cause was all but hopeless. They sang songs that made the spirits weep.
Well, as long as we're getting more approval, we might as well do these.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness. The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Devinter city buried deep beneath a dead and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature in the city seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
Wait, Solus hates tea? How can you hate tea? It's just water.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Once you get to this section in the game, if your friends have high enough approval levels, you can tackle their companion quests.
I'd be happy to help. What did these mages use to capture your friend? Blood magic?
A summoning circle, I would imagine.
I'm sorry?
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
I thought spirits wanted to find their way into this world.
Some do, certainly. Just as many Orlesian peasants wish they could journey to exotic Rivain. But not everyone wants to go to Rivain. My friend is an explorer, seeking lost wisdom and reflecting it. It would happily discuss philosophy with you, but it had no wish to come here physically.
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give, and intend to torture it.
All right. Let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map.
Maybe later.
How can I help?
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a dwarf emerge into the light of day and shield his eyes against the sun. The first time he had seen it, the tears were streaming from his eyes. I thought them from the blazing light, until I saw the rock he held so tightly. Then he laid the rock down gently, and he left it as he walked away.
This is a very cheap way of improving Solus's approval.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found an ancient dwarven thaig no longer sheltered by the stone. An earthquake had exposed it all to daylight. 1,000 dwarven corpses lay, the victims of the dark-spawn horde. Their last stand marked by one great ring of armor. In the middle, one small body, clutching tightly to a small stuffed toy.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
The Alamari crossed the Frostback Mountains to escape a beast they called the Shadow Goddess in their story. I met the spirit, but they fled. She walks the Fade along the southern tundra, weeping lonely and forgotten. Great Ferelden formed, because a lonely spirit drove her prey away.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
We'll speak more to him later. Let's go check out more of the castle. Oh wait, hang on. There are so many rooms and so many floors. Make sure you have a look around everywhere. Behind every crack and underneath every crevice, there is more lore. I think if you go up here, you can find Leliana. And if you need to turn in your research, well, this isn't it. If you want to read this entry, this will explain more about the Veil. Just pause the video if you want to see more. Alright, where is the research table? Here we go. After you do that, now we can find more of our party members to talk to. Like Dorian.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
I was distracted, that's all.
Distracted? By my wit and charm? I have plenty of both.
How interesting to find someone so aware of his strengths.
I'm a man of many talents. What can I say? I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters, a dark spawn.
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
Why does that make you angry?
Because the Imperium is my home. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no, it was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me, whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
We don't know what will happen. Nobody does.
An optimist! Such a rare breed. I've stumbled upon a unicorn. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
Thanks, I guess. And there you go, see? A new war table operation has been unlocked.
Something you need?
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a Magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Funny enough, Corypheus isn't the only one that you encounter in the overall arc of Dragon Age. There's another Darkspawn that's similar to him, but he only ever appeared in the expansion for the first game.
I should go.
You know where I'll be.
And you do have an option of letting that guy live too. In that case, he could still even be alive by this point in the game. Or story.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
You rebelled for a good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
Fiona, I think, is a bigger character in the side material, like the books. Sadly, she's just a side character here.
You were once a Grey Warden?
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
Once you're a warden, you are forever a warden. Unless you're Fiona.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a warden.
Well, we already have all the companions. All the characters that you've met so far, they're forever part of our party now.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
I trust everything is well with the mages?
We're mostly relieved. An alliance with the Inquisition offers security, although who knows for how long.
And that's as far as Fiona's story is going to go.
I'll leave you to it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question. In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
Oh yeah. I thought I read somewhere that Fiona was supposed to be his mother.
You want me to smooth things over with him? Introduce you?
No, it's too late for that. I only wanted to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
But that plot point is strictly from the books. I don't think it was ever explored in the games. Only hinted at. I'm probably going to have to jump off for a few minutes here but we'll continue exploring in just a moment. Let me get all the dialogue out of the way with these characters. I'm going to leave the stream running, but I'll be back in maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
Yeah, what happened to Maeve?
You are taking over the duties of Maeve?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate, based on the partial improvements to Skyhold.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Alright, I'll be back in about 10 minutes, but if you're watching this later on YouTube, just fast forward. I will be back. The stream will continue running. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Had to jump off real quick because, I don't know, my brother went on a Mickey D's run and got me food that I was not really asking for, but, well, thank you to him. Anyway, let's get back on this. Alright, so in this tower... Crap, there are birds up here. In this tower there are two extra floors, besides just the bottom one where Solus is at. So yeah, the bottom floor, and then the second floor, and then you can jump up to the third floor, and this is where you'll find Leliana. Free food is free. That's the best kind of food. I have a brother that works at Mickey D's, and since he can't drive, every once in a while we take turns picking him up. On the condition of your charges... Oh. Leliana has a couple pets. She has 2 nugs. She has someone taking care of them. The first one is named Schmooples the First, or the second. Yeah, Schmooples. Schmooples and Felicien. Yeah. Why you would ever name your pet Schmooples, I have no idea. Oh no, not the Big Mac. I actually don't like the Big Mac. Not since I was a kid anyway, because there was this one time where I was a total pig, tried to eat way too much food, got home, puked it all up, and ever since I have never enjoyed Big Macs ever again. I think this happened sometime when I was like maybe 8 or 10. So to this day, I can't stand cheeseburgers, and I can't stand the Big Macs from McDonald's. You'd have to get what used to be called like a Grand Mac if you want the Big Mac.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
I mean, that would have explained why I puked, but not really. I just overate. When I was a kid, I didn't really know my limits.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Regarding this, you can harden Leliana or you can soften her. If you leave her hardened, she's going to be a absolute badass throughout the entire game. But on the flip side, she is ruthless. If you soften her, she becomes more of a angelic type of person.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
But normally when I go to McDonald's nowadays, my usual order is like maybe a small or medium fry, a McDouble or a McChicken, and a soda. I'm I'm not one to spend any more than that because McDonald's, while it is okay, it's like the most basic of basic fast food chains.
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
I still think that their best sandwich is a quarter pounder with cheese, but that's not really asking for much. It's just a better cheeseburger than the McDouble. Let's have her not kill.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. She kills with kindness. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
Yeah, their breakfast menu is a little bit better. I prefer having the McGriddles, even though I know some folks really hate them. They're pancakes with... They're basically just a pancake sandwich. I know. Sacrilege, right?
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in the Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend and there were so many things going wrong.
Imagine going to Denny's, right? Ordering like a breakfast plate with the pancakes and then taking the pancakes, throwing everything from that plate onto the pancakes and then eating it like a sandwich. That's essentially what the McGriddles taste like. Only except it's small enough that you can, eat it in a bite-sized form.
Sometimes it's best to talk these things out.
I was there when the hero Ferelden defeated the archdemon. We won the day, and I thought the Makers smiled on me. When the Divine requested my help, I went to her. I owed her that much. I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You were grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
Anything I should know?
I've agents stationed by the ruins of Haven should Corypheus or his lackeys return. So far nothing, and the breach has been quiet for some time. That is something at least.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Sorry for the pause there. Had to talk to my sister about something.
I'll leave you to your work.
I got a lot of distractions going on at the moment. So that is that for Leliana. These other agents we can't really speak to at the moment. Oh. Apparently the crows and ravens here also have their own names. It's actually kind of creepy. If you guys go for a bad ending for Liliana in one of the previous games, she has a moment here at the very end of the game during her epilogue, and it reveals some truly disturbing stuff. I don't think I want to spoil that for you guys, but you should really look into it if you're interested. Oh wait, we already read through that. Alright. We can take a nice view out here. But I think, no, nothing over here. Let me go look around on the other side. Okay, what the hell? Alright, so this tower is completed. We've run around and spoken to everyone here. Oh wait, I forgot about this. Another entry. I don't know if this is concerning anyone important. Aha, here we go. This is important. More info about the construction of our place. I forget if this place becomes accessible later.
You've made such intriguing design choices for the castle, my dear. They must be inspired.
I strive to match your elegant sense of style.
When things have settled down a bit, I will take you to Valroyo and introduce you to my seamstress. And appearances are important. We can't have you mistaken for a commoner.
I suppose it's important to show that we're an authority to be respected.
Not just respected, my dear. Awed, feared, aspired to. You command an army of the faithful, outfitted by the coin of the nobility. You must be a woman who commoners aspire to be, and to whom nobles bow.
That's quite a lot for one person to pull off, don't you think?
It is a challenge all great leaders must face, Inquisitor. The stories of your accomplishments will spread, and with them, doubt. Are you truly the woman from the tales? They will question what they've heard, but they will believe what they see. They must see someone greater than legends.
If that's your standard for me, what does the Divine have to live up to?
Andraste and the Maker cast very large shadows. The Divine absolutely must set the example for all Thedas. She must seem to be the embodiment of the Maker to the faithful. She needs the authority of the Maker and the charisma of Andraste. It will be no small task to fill that vacant throne.
Vivian. It's so hard to like her.
Do you need something, my dear?
What are your thoughts about the others in the Inquisition?
Our dear Lord Dorian is very sure of himself, isn't he? Let's hope he doesn't get his confidence crushed.
Alright, thank goodness that we don't have to do much with her. These mosaics. We still haven't found all of them. Not like it really matters. I can barely tell what's going on in this portrait. Anyway, that's where that door leads to. Oh, wait. Josephine is over here. Let's not go to her yet. Let's go find the others. The others are still out in the courtyard. Let's start with Cassandra.
Do you need something?
Do you have any advice for me?
Tell that demon. What does it call itself? Cole. Tell it to leave. He may not mean harm, but that does not mean he will not harm us. Spirits are not creatures to take at face value. Be cautious with him, Inquisitor.
Aw, come on. Cole's a good guy.
May I ask you about the chantry?
I have no better answers on the topic than anyone might, but I'll tell you what I can.
I feel like we've run through these answers before, but it's hard to tell because it's been so long since we've heard them. Skyhold has stolen bricks. Yes. How else are we going to fix up the place? Over here is Morris.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
Thren got forced out because she's not Orlesian.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
How is it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Morris is a rather silly guy. But who better to have on our side? If we're to upgrade Skyhold, we need to continue looking for resources. For example, we can unlock the garden and the Sky Tower, or not the Sky Tower, the Watchtower for Skyhold. And there's also a courtyard as well. Well, we need a lot of stuff in order to unlock those.
Of course. Another time.
I don't know if we'll get to much during this session because there's still so much more to do here. Of course, feel free to pause the video and read through these entries if you feel like it. When I was super serious about getting the platinum for this game, I took the time to read through everything, and I spent way too much time doing this. Still, I learned a lot. That's the important bit, right? As long as you're enjoying what you're reading. Frankly, I think you could take all the You could take all the writing that exists in this game, throw it into a book, and you could probably sell enough of those just to cover the cost of development for the game. Alright, that's going to be it for this tower. Let's head outside. We've already spoken with Cassandra. She doesn't have anything new to offer us. By the way, that's why we have all these fast travel stations. There's an obnoxious amount of places and people to speak to. Not that it's a bad thing. But if you were looking to complete this game in a timely manner, guess what? You're going to be here for hours. By the way, down here is where we keep our prisoners.
Allies come enemies. Now we have a place to hold them.
Your worship, the cells are ready for the enemies of the Inquisition. Good facilities in Skyhold. Whoever built this knew how to keep prisoners safe but secure.
I don't remember if you can speak to any of your enemies locked down here. And, well, the castle isn't exactly what I would call completely repaired. There are some areas where you'll never be able to fix. Like this area, for example. It's going to remain busted. No way around that. Though on the other hand, this makes for a great prison. There is no place to escape. And yes, you can fall down there. You won't lose any health. You'll just respawn back at the top before you fell. Now let me go find Cole. Last time we spoke to him, he should have been around here. I guess everyone found their place.
Somewhat off-color today, Inquisitor? An excess of bile, perhaps? Might I bleed you, or offer a herbal tonic?
No leeches, please. I forget if there's something over here. Sometimes as you're wandering around... No, never mind. That's the exit. Don't go any further if you do not intend to leave this place. Over here is the marketplace.
I don't need you, sister.
You're carrying a heavy burden for one so young.
I'll carry it back to Crestwood and kill those bandits. That's what Father would have wanted.
He'd want you to live a good life.
He's dead. You didn't know him.
Speaking of Crestwood, if we're going to max out our powers, we need to head over there and find the Amulet of Power.
Lady Inquisitor, Bonnie seems at your service. I trust good secret was not too coarse. Now that you've come to some good fortune, you deserve an upgrade. As Master of the Tradesman, I stand ready to supply your every need.
Remember Segret, the merchant? he's been replaced by her.
How are you doing? Good business?
Building. Always building. Thanks to you.
Who or what are the tradesmen?
A following of sympathetic and profit-minded individuals who promote local craftsmen and fair importers. A guild of sorts. Although that implies counter-affiliations we are not interested in crossing. Our purpose in the Inquisition is legitimate and honorable. You will have what you need at honest prices.
Segret survived Haven. Where is he?
About? Doing good work for you and yours? But this position is now more desirable. It was time arrangements were made. I shall make every effort to prove that this is an upgrade.
It's also an easy way out in case you failed at saving the villagers.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
What you need, and more. It takes great coordination to make a remote location seem central. While there is no doubt the boutiques of Valroyo display the grandest of the grand, they do not travel. At least, not yet.
Why are you a mere merchant if you're the master of this group?
I wish to avoid the suggestion that I am a posturing commander atop a structure of malcontents. It is better to remain active, hands-on. Do you not agree, Inquisitor?
Maybe.
We'll speak another time.
Of course, Lady Inquisitor.
Alright. If you need to purchase anything, these stalls are where you can do it. Granted, not everything here is useful. I mean, perhaps if you still need materials, you can get that here. Like runestones. I need to figure out how we can get more materials to craft these. Or when we can craft these.
I am at your service.
How are you doing? Good business?
Building. Always building. Thanks to you.
Skyhold needs a healthy flow of goods. How can I help?
Free the trade routes of obstruction. Restore security to the outposts, the keeps. And the merchants will find you.
We'll speak another time.
Of course, Lady Inquisitor.
Do as she asks, and I think she'll provide new stuff later. I don't think there's anything worth picking up here besides just the crafting materials. We can make far better items. But sometimes you can't really pick and choose. Take what you can get and move on.
Inquisition?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
If you drag Dennett along, he'll be over here. I think there's one more place over here that we can explore.
First, a full wheel of Antivan smoked cheese, and now 3 royals worth of crushed mint. They were right here. I remember seeing someone take them. I can't recall their face.
This is the kitchen. Man, apparently they're eating tons of potatoes. And peas and meat. What the heck? Switches? Are they beating their workers? If it falls on the floor, it's still good to eat. 5-second rule, y'all. Never forget. Please keep the elf out of the kitchen. And check the sugar daily to make sure it's still sugar and not salt. Yes, because people here are going to steal sugar. If I ever find out who put the turnips in the fireplace, and someone around here has been having issues.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
I forget what this area is good for. Oh, right, the hidden library. The first blight. A lot of these background entries are incredibly interesting to read through. You got up to 11,000 views on an old video? Congrats! That's always nice to see. I don't think I've gotten up to 10,000 views on a single video yet here on our channel. The most, I think, has been around 7,000 to 8,000. I think I previously made a video, though it wasn't for this channel, and that one reached up to like 50,000 views. But that was over like 10 years ago. All right. There is that entry. What's over here? Man, what's in this giant book? It looks kind of interesting. What is green? Imagine I should present to you an object which, to my mind, is of indisputable greenness, and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? This sounds like a piece of philosophy. Sounds like something I would have read in a philosophy class back in college. The Pyramids of Parvolin. I would love to be able to visit Parvolin in a future Dragon Age game. The Qunari seem like very interesting people. But if you were to have seen the Qunari in the very first game, it's strange. They didn't really look as weird as they do now. They didn't have like the huge dragon horns. They also didn't have the weird colored eyes as well. If you were to go back to Dragon Age Origins, they look just regular people. But then they got redesigned in the second game. Alright. We have that in hand now. Is there another area to this place? Oh, never mind. I know where exactly we are at. This over here. If you head over here, this is our war table area. It's where you go to set your major quests. We're not going to check out that place yet.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the highest stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Don't worry, Josephine. We'll protect the Empress, no matter what.
I pray you're right. If your vision of the future comes to pass, the death of the Empress heralds the destruction of everything. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Tedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus. Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
Does Celine know about the threats against her? Can we send word?
I've sent messages to the Empress, but it's impossible to know if she's received them. I'll arrange for an invitation at your discretion, Inquisitor.
That's going to be a major quest coming up. Don't go there yet. Instead, take the time to explore everything like you have been doing. Well, like we have been doing.
Inquisitor, I was just inspecting our new headquarters. Foundation cracks, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization. The staff must make it presentable if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
The people coming know we just survived Corypheus and a dragon.
And they must be confident we are able to do so again. The mages are showing great trust in you. They need to feel safe here.
Do you not feel safe here?
I've had difficulty forgetting Corypheus' attack on Haven. Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. They were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after that first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
We lost far too many good people to that monster.
I'm sure they'll find rest with the Maker. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lady. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
I'm loath to part from such pleasant company. Would you care to walk the castle with me?
Oh, well, a tour then? Let me fetch the steward.
That isn't precisely what I was hoping for.
Well, do let me know if you change your mind. Now I must find someone to prepare the guest quarters.
Hey, what's up, Dark?
Inquisitor, is it true? Is the mark on your hand magic cast by Corypheus?
Corypheus claimed it's a spell gone wrong.
I wanted to think it was a blessing. A sign the Maker was returning to his creation. How credulous of me.
Thanks for dropping back in.
The anchor's nothing more special than a misfired spell.
At least you had the good fortune to take it from Corypheus. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
It looks strange, but it hasn't done me harm.
If it did come from Corypheus, that's a small mercy.
Yeah, I'm afraid we went too far down the romantic line with Solus. Though if you didn't do that, you could obviously romance her. I guess we can speak to her more, but I don't see anything else happening. No, crap, where'd she go?
What may I do for you?
Got me worried there for a moment.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
You may see the Countess Lutetia in the halls. A lovely woman, but her conversations tend towards the unusual. She's the patron of Orlay's greatest naturalists. The Countess's particular passion is collecting butterflies.
That doesn't sound unusual.
She goes into great detail about preserving them. It seems to involve large amounts of chemicals and pins.
She's an entomologist?
What may I do for you?
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen.
Alright. Her line of dialogue is done for now. Let me return to the courtyard and figure out what happened to the others. Not over here. This place can be rather confusing. There are tons and tons of rooms. Can I get that over there? Oh, never mind. This is our storehouse. If you've been collecting the bottles of spirits and wines, they'll be stored here. What sort of Viking game? Alright, that's the way out. Finally. Let's go find Blackwall. He should be over here somewhere.
This is just... it's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
The Grey Wardens are huge and important. You're part of that.
True, but without a blight on the horizon, everything the Wardens do feels like waiting. This, the Inquisition, is what matters now. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I even thanked him.
What is this Grand Tourney?
You've never heard of it? The Grand Tourney of the Free Marches. It's a spectacle. Song, dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine. But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the two of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
That was generous of him.
He said I stood to gain everything, while he'd lose nothing. When it was over, he offered to mentor me, to teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
You're here now, a Grey Warden. It worked out.
I suppose it did, didn't it? But I'm older, hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
Listen carefully to Blackwall's history. Someday it's gonna matter.
I'm here.
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
If this is true, then all wardens are in danger. Even you. We'd better find your brothers.
I agree. If Hawk's given you an idea where to start, we should get moving immediately.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
How do the Wardens deal with archdemons?
Short answer? Stick it with swords until it stops moving.
I'll trust that you know what you're talking about.
We'll manage, if it comes to that.
If you're familiar at all with the first game, they explain it quite clearly. Which makes it kind of funny why Blackwall can't seem to explain it.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me. Yes?
How much do you know about Corypheus?
Not much. I always thought the stories of Magisters corrupting the Golden City were just that. Stories. I didn't expect them to be true, and I certainly didn't expect to find one of them still alive.
Don't the Grey Wardens know everything about Darkspawn?
You don't have to know how a Darkspawn came to be in order to kill it. We're soldiers, not historians. And the world would be better off if people focused on defeating evil rather than explaining how it came to be.
If this is your first time playing a Dragon Age game, then in this sort of context it makes more sense why you don't get to learn more about it. You're just like Blackwall, you're discovering it for the first time.
Corypheus stopped being human a long time ago. Darkspawn don't have human lifespans, do they?
No, I suppose they don't. They're unnatural and sustained by evil. It's been thousands of years. You'd think the Wardens would have managed to kill the first Darkspawn by now.
Do you know if there are more Darkspawn like Corypheus?
I don't know. I'm not sure any Warden knows.
Well, you as a player definitely knows if you've been playing since the first game. There's also the Architect, who may or may not be alive at this point in the story.
Let's discuss something else. What do you think of the Inquisition?
This Inquisition is everyone's best friend. How Josephine managed to pull that off is beyond me.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Talked with Solus the other day. That man knows all there is to know about everything.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge. Yes?
Alright, that's enough for Blackwall. We don't have any more things to ask him. Not right now, anyway. We also need to go find Cullen, and then Cole. And who else? I feel like we're missing someone here. I thought we spoke to Sarah last time. Probably best to double check.
Blessings upon us all.
Flissa survived. Cool. What's going on up here? It is an empty room. Remember how I said there's multiple areas that we can explore? If you go down this way and jump up carefully, well, no, never mind, there's nothing here. By the way, what the heck is this over here? Oh, wait. Never mind. Don't worry about that. Regarding that one game you mentioned earlier, I have never heard of Norse. We went down the other side. What's over here now? Oh, it's Cullen.
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. They're in full redoubt. The Knights were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
The Red Templar swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain strength. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
Are you angrier at Corypheus or Samson?
I don't know. Samson at least should know better. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
That's going to be another side quest we can do later.
As leader of the Inquisition, there's something I must tell you.
Whatever it is, I'm willing to listen.
Right. Thank you. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities, but it controls us as well. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here. But I no longer take it.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now.
You've never complained.
Why would I? I chose this. After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it. But I would not put the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
Yes, Cullen takes drugs. He's a heroin addict.
Are you in pain?
I can endure it.
This actually gives a lot of... I don't know... How should I put it? There's a lot of consequences here for Cullen. You can let him do what he wants. You can respect his decision, or you can force him to continue taking heroin. Whichever one you choose determines his outcome at the end of the game. It's kind of sad, really, if you force him to continue taking his drugs. But if you respect his decision, he'll end up in a better place at the end.
Thank you for telling me. I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, Inquisitor. The Inquisition's army must always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment.
Cullen has been around since the very original game. I wonder if he'll have a place in the next one.
Inquisitor?
You and the Red Templars leader seem to have personal history.
When I arrived in Kirkwall, Samson and I shared quarters. He seemed a decent man at first. Knight Commander Meredith later expelled Samson for erratic behavior. He ended up begging on Kirkwall streets. He committed further crimes, but managed to evade the Order's justice. Now Samson serves Corypheus as his loyal general.
If they do decide to retire Cullen's character, at least based on the ending of this game, he'll be fine.
Why do you think Samson joined Corypheus?
He had a chronic lyrium addiction. He spent every last coin buying it from local smugglers. Perhaps Corypheus flattered his vanity, gave him purpose as well as lyrium. Perhaps that's all it took.
Sounds like Samson had a miserable life.
The Order expelled him, but he had choices. He could have found another path. I don't understand how he became so powerful. Even with red lyrium, Samson's glory days are long behind him. Yes?
I don't suppose we can romance him.
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest?
Not in Kirkwall.
Nah, never mind. I think we already locked in our romance with Solus, that's why it's not working now.
Is there anything I should know?
Repairs to Skyhold's fortifications are progressing. Our scouts report no immediate threats in the surrounding area. We are fortunate Solus knew of this place.
That's all for now.
Another time, then.
Nice talking with you, Cullen. We shall investigate more of your history later. I guess this is where he sleeps. In a massive bed up above his office.
Strangest thing, when I reached down, my dagger was gone. Just gone. Know where I found it? In a barrel. The thing was filled to the brim with daggers. Got the strangest feeling. I know someone took it right off my belt, but I can't recall who.
Someone's been stealing. Here's another chapter in Varric's book. It's actually an interesting short story. I would recommend checking it out if you have the time. Right. This should be the final place that we haven't looked around. Here we go. This is the inn slash, I don't know, restaurant?
What are you doing?
Listening. Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond. Lips scalded as I sip. Warmth blossoms. First kiss in the barn. What was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills. Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry. 5 more minutes. My fault.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me. Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
Can you do something for her?
Yes. It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
I mean, you could choose to let him do that, or we can have him learn. I think it's the more interesting option to have him learn.
Cole, stop.
Inquisitor, your worship, what are you doing here? Is this man with you?
Yes. Sorry to trouble you.
How do I do it right if I've done it wrong and I can't make her forget?
Don't root around inside her head. Treat her like a normal person.
Your worship, is there... Do you need something of me?
You were sad.
Of course I was sad. A man died because I couldn't save him.
It wasn't your fault. You could work until you fell over, and you still wouldn't save everyone.
Thank you for saying that. Excuse me, your worship.
She's not better.
Nah, she will be.
She needs time to work through it.
If I'd done it right, it would have worked faster.
Then you have time to work through it too.
I don't understand, but thank you for trying to help.
Cole's an interesting guy. He becomes a real boy, kind of like Pinocchio, if you treat him right.
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
Guess who's the guy that keeps stealing stuff? Cole, where are you?
Roderick was sorry before he died.
I wasn't aware you and Roderick were acquainted.
He was hurt. Red inside from the Templar, but red outside from the Templar too. Needed help to walk. Limping, light, leaning on me young like old Pepe when the road was icy. He called me a fine young man. He said he was sorry for what he did to you.
You didn't try to end his suffering, did you?
No. He was dying already, and he welcomed it. The pain wasn't too much. He saw it at the end. Loving light, open arms. Andraste taking him home. He was happy. And sorry.
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple. Pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought her. Make her forgive me. I hope I did enough. He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Can you explain how your mind works?
Yes?
Sometimes you say things that relate to other members of the Inquisition.
They remember me. Their eyes stick, some more. They want me to be. Varric is quiet inside. He pulls me more to hear. Makes me a person. Calls me kid. A friend. Solus, bright and sad. Observes and accepts. Spirit self, seeing the soul, Solus. But somehow sorrows.
That last sentence was almost entirely in S's.
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright. Like counting birds against the sun. The mark makes you more, but past it, you reach across. Mindful, meaning. You put it through to this side, make it real here. And past that, the weight of all on you. All the hopes you carry, fears you fight. You are theirs. It must be very hard. I hope I help.
Whoever wrote Cole's dialogue needs a medal. It's both simultaneously deep and very convoluted.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
I start by listening. I hear hurt, feel it fretting. Some you can solve by giving something, food, a blanket, sleep. Some are intangible, terrible tangles that catch on a crack, fix it, festering, and the person makes a pearl of pain. I shake it loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
Also, it's almost like free verse poetry.
It must be sad. Feeling everyone's pain all the time.
Why?
Isn't it?
No. I help. I find wounds and heal them. I salve, soothe, save. I see pain and make it better. How could I not be happy?
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
Oh, I know.
I can talk with you.
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Reese was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Reese. We found out dangerous things. It scared Seeker Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Reese couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
I think Cole originated from another novel in the Dragon Age lore. This is what his background is referring to.
What can you tell me about Reese?
He was a mage. He saw me when most couldn't, and he remembered. He helped me, and I watched over him. I worried Evangeline would hurt him. She was a Templar, but she didn't like hurting people. When I left, she stayed. Now she watches over him. They should have been with the rebels. Maybe they ran away together instead. Neither of them like killing.
If you like, I could use the resources of the Inquisition to locate your friend.
know. If they are alive and safe, they should stay away. The last time he saw me, he didn't want to look at me. He saw a monster. Let him forget.
What can you tell me about Adamant Fortress?
It is old, full of sadness and pain. It should be torn down. The veil is thin. We found a demon there. It had touched a man and made him real again. It scared Reese and Evangeline. The man wasn't supposed to be real. Then the demon found us. It put me back in the cupboard on the bad day. Reese and Evangeline saved me.
What was the Spire like when the Mage Rebellion started?
Dead and dying, begging and bloody. Some wanted freedom, some peace, some war. Some wanted it all to stop. Evangeline was a Templar, but she helped Reese help the others. She set them free. Adrian was a mage, but she killed mages to force the fight. She wanted blood. Reese just wanted to help, to stop people hurting. Maybe that's why he saw me.
What did you mean when you say you killed mages?
Some of the mages at the Spire wanted to die. Too sad, too scared, too much. I didn't know what I was. A ghost, I thought. Fading in the fade. When I came to them, they could see me. I used the knife to set them free. When Reese found out, he made me stop, made me understand. There were other ways to help. I didn't know.
It sounds like you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I killed people. I knew. I just thought I had to. They were hurting, helpless, haunted. It was all I could do. It was wrong. I was wrong. If I start again, you or Cassandra or Cullen need to kill me.
You said Seeker Lambert told you what you were.
I'm hiding Reese from him, but he chants words and sees. I won't let you hurt Reese. My nose explodes, a shower of blood. Just another parasite that's wormed its way into our world, feeding off all the things you can't have. What we found at Adamant made him angry. We were the first rock rolling at the top of a mountain. He had to stop us. He killed so many. He didn't care. Cold, corrupt. So I came and killed him.
If you hated Seeker Lambert, why go to the Seeker Fortress?
Because he was right. I was a demon. I saw demons at Adamant. They put people in the dark, in the old hurts. I didn't want to be that. I heard the old songs of the Templars at Val Royeaux and followed them. If I forgot, fought, fell to felling, Templars would kill the demon. I wouldn't hurt anyone again.
Cole's background is surprisingly dark.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know? There is no other man. He becomes the other man to do the things he can't.
I'd like to talk with you about Templars.
They're heavy with forgotten songs, like Varric. Some of them are too loud. It's hard to stay near them. Cullen is softer, but demons asked questions that hurt him. Evangeline was kinder. I want to explain, but Reese's mother spoke to spirits, but not to him. Then she died for a Templar he loved. Words just bounce off the edges.
What's your general opinion of Templars?
Some like hurting mages. It makes them happy, or less afraid, or dreams again. Woke up shaking, stalking the ground for one who looks like her. Always some rule being broken. But not all Templars listen when whispers crawl around inside them. They try to protect people, like Cullen. The good ones remember that mages are people.
Can you tell me more about how the Templars feel to you?
They feel older than they look. They've been changed, and their bodies are incomplete now. The lyrium helps, but their bodies always want to connect to something older, bigger than they are. That's why they block magic. They reach for that other thing, and magic has no room to come in. Like when I listen to Varric.
Can you tell me more about how the Red Templars are different?
The red lyrium is different, darker. Daggers under the skin. It eats you inside until you're nothing. They hear a different song. The song behind the door old whispers want opened. They are dead and dark and done.
The more I listen to him, the more I'm both creeped out and curious.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably. She hurts, but helping hurts more. She sees the strings that pull me, eyes like raisins in a stale cookie.
I'd like to talk with you about the Inquisition.
I don't understand it. People talk like it's a person, but it's not even a thing. A dagger can be a way to let pain out, but even if it isn't, it's still a dagger. The Inquisition isn't real unless it has something real to make it. It's like a spirit.
I've heard about some oddities here in the keep. Was that you?
Yes. Maybe. What was it?
Someone found a barrel full of misplaced daggers. Was that you?
They were safer there.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
The servants are having trouble remembering some odd events. Someone is leaving peeled plums on the windowsill. It's attracting flies.
Spiders need to eat.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
I hear you've been busy. Can I assume you're responsible for the turnips that have shown up in the fireplaces?
They don't smell the same, raw.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
So, Cole. Someone stole an entire cheese wheel.
Mice like cheese.
Do mice also like bowls of crushed mint?
That was for the cats.
Yeah, he is weird. I wonder, is there any, like, consequence to us telling them to stop these activities? Hang on. What happens if we tell them to stop? Hang on here. Oh, wait, never mind. I guess don't choose it. If you choose that, then it basically removes all the dialogue. And it also makes him disapprove.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Probably.
Just let him continue doing what he's doing. I think there's one more activity that we never found. He should have 5, and we only have 4.
Something like that. Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask. Just a little thing, really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
All right, let's see what you got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Vashel. Land squabble. They're getting little people beat up, so I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through.
Just walk through. Easy, right?
Was this a tip from one of your friends?
Not a Jenny, just normal angry people getting sick of being in the middle. I don't usually hear about things this far away, but having a friend like you is like getting really big ears. Bigger than normal, I guess, because we both... Never mind.
Who is asking for this?
I'm asking, because I heard people complaining. See, when nobles fight, it's not them, it's their little people stuck in the middle. It's like a polite war, so no one pays attention. But if you march through, the people up top feel threatened too. Stuff like this is always happening. Good sovereigns to be made if you're one of the few who notice.
What does the Inquisition get out of this?
Nobles think everyone is out to get them. So when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen. Just like always.
All right, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere. Demon armies and wardens, and Varric has exactly who he needs. The big talker just knows everything.
I was thinking you and I should get to know each other.
You've got a pretty way about you. We can see where that goes, if it goes the way I like. I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I am a good judge of people. I don't date pricks. Really, because prick and prick... Look, you're nice. Let's travel around more. I get to know you. We'll see.
I mean, that wasn't a no.
Sitting and waiting. Great, yeah?
Are things playing out the way you expected?
Cassandra laid it out, right? You're the big hat now. Gonna make everything the way it should be. Praying's nice, I suppose. Coryphe's bit, though. Shite.
But yeah, she didn't exactly turn us down.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Also, notice how her room is the best one decorated in the castle. There's more stuff here. It's not very important. Alright, we are missing one last character.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way. I hope I can help somehow.
Maybe cleaning.
I guess you have to talk to him if you want to unlock that war table operation. There's Krem and there's the Iron Bull. Those two should be the last of the allies that we need to check out. I guess this is a song. Check it out if you want to, otherwise we are moving on.
Inquisitor.
And you are...
The bartender, Cabin.
just the bartender?
You were expecting...
Well, welcome to the Inquisition.
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern.
What's the current mood?
Sprightly.
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist.
You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug, and you pretend to listen. I suppose I trained at home, during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
If I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. But I can't do anything. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
What's the word out there?
Someone requested a dragon flagon. I threw him out.
Is that supposed to be some sort of joke?
As you were.
Inquisitor.
Cabot's a swell guy.
Inquisitor.
What's the word out there?
Well, they once wore, now togs, now fashionable hats. Now they've seen something shiny.
What's the current mood?
Turgid.
As you were.
Inquisitor.
Alright, Cabot. You have a very important job here.
Did you hear the news?
He has to sling drinks for us.
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, your worship. You need anything, let me know.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
I suspect Haven's quiet by now. Might be worth sending the boys back. We could recover some supplies, get an idea about the enemy's strength. We could even pick up any stragglers who haven't found Skyhold yet.
Can we talk about the Bulls' Chargers?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
There was the time with the spiders. Big old beast had taken over some Navarran lady's winter estate, with a full season to lay eggs. Hanging from the chandeliers, scuttling over the tapestries, webbing up a bath. Don't really have a story about it. It's just a lot of spiders.
We'll talk later.
And there's another operation.
Inquisitor, come have a drink. To killing a high dragon like warriors of legend.
What exactly am I supposed to be drinking?
Maras Lok.
What does that mean?
It means drink.
Ooh.
I know, right? Put some chest on your chest. That little gurgle right before it spat fire. And that roar. What I wouldn't give to roar like that. The way the ground shook when it landed. The smell of the fires burning. Tarsidathan Halsam. You know, Kunari hold dragons sacred. Well, as much as we hold anything sacred. Here, your turn.
That thing you just said. You shouted it during the fight, too. What does it mean?
Oh, Tarsidathan Halsam. Closest translation would be, I will bring myself sexual pleasure later, while thinking about this with great respect.
You shouted that while it was breathing fire at us.
I know, right?
Ooh.
Yes, the second cup's easier. Most of the nerves in your throat are dead after the first one. Atashi, the glorious ones. That's our word for them. Atashi.
Why do you think the Kunari think of dragons that way?
Well, you know how we have horns. We kind of look more dragony than most people. Maybe it's that. But a few of the Ben Hasrath have this crazy old theory. See, the Tamasrans control who we mate with. They breed us for jobs like you'd breed dogs or horses. What if they mixed in some dragon a long time ago? Maybe drinking the blood, maybe magic, I don't know. But something in that dragon we killed spoke to me.
This conversation will probably come up if you defeat any dragon, not just the one in the hinterlands.
It's a shame we had to kill the dragon.
Damn good fight. Dragons are the embodiment of raw power. But it's all uncontrolled. Savage. So, they need to be destroyed. Taming the wild. Order out of chaos. Have another drink.
It's not too often that we get to drink with Freddie Prinze Jr., so bottoms up.
Nice. To dragons.
To the Iron Bull.
And his ass-kicking Inquisitor.
Well, that was fun.
Can I help you?
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
And I think that's it. We have now spoken to practically everybody in our party. We already did Cassandra. She has nothing else to say. Sarah was just completed. Dorian we did earlier. Same thing goes for Blackwall. And Cole, Vivian didn't have very much to say. Solus was interesting, and Varric, of course, was very sorry for keeping secrets from Cassandra. And of course, we got drunk with Iron Bull. I mean, technically, he can be part of the party. That is, if you brought him along to fight. Alright. I got one more thing, or two more things that we should probably do before we end our session tonight. Right now, number one, we gotta do some rulings.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden of it. It is where the Inquisition will sit in judgment, where you will sit in judgment.
We haven't used the Iron Bull since he first joined in.
Who will I be judging, exactly?
Those who have done wrong. You will know of them, at the very least. All this presumes they have survived their initial encounter with you, of course.
As you play through the story and defeat some major villains, you can opt not to kill them, and then bring them back here for judgment.
Still more lives in my hands.
You are a beacon of law, Inquisitor, as others retreat from responsibility. But this needn't be bloody. The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
You don't exactly have to start in on the judgments yet. Let me make a save just in case
I'd rather do this another time.
At your leisure, Inquisitor. The throne will wait until you are ready.
Yeah, just in case we screw this up. You can screw this up because there are some characters you can recruit as agents.
This was a surprise. After you return from the bogs, we discovered this man attacking the building with a goat. Chief Movran the Under. He feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go?
I love how there was a cutaway to the goat.
You answer the death of your clan with a goat?
A courtroom? Unnecessary. You killed my idiot son, and I answered, as is my custom, by smacking your holdings with goat's blood.
Don't look at me.
No foul. You meant to murder Tevinters, but got feisty with your Inquisition. A red-headed mother guarantees a brat. Do as you've earned, Inquisitor. My clan yields. My remaining boys have brains still in their heads.
There are several options here. However, the best one is to arm and exile him to Tevinter. If we do this, we can recruit him as an agent. Otherwise, these other ones don't really do much.
It seems our conflict was accidental, Chief Movran, but it can't be repeated. I banish you and your clan with as many weapons as you can carry to Tevinter.
My idiot boy got us something after all.
But yeah, some of these judgments you'll want to take a predetermined outcome, mostly for the rewards and not necessarily because of the lore.
You recall Gerion Alexius of Tevinter. Ferelden has given him to us as an acknowledgement of your aid. The formal charges are apostasy, attempted enslavement, and attempted assassination on your own knife, no less. Tevinter has disowned and stripped him of his rank. You may judge the former Magister as you see fit.
Remember this guy?
And I remember what would have happened to Thedas if his treachery had succeeded.
I couldn't save my son. Do you think my fate matters to me?
Will you offer nothing more in your defense?
You've won nothing. The people you saved, the acclaim you've gathered. You'll lose it all in the storm to come. Render your judgment, Inquisitor.
Alright, I'll run you guys quickly through the outcomes. We can imprison him for all time. We can kill him. If you're a mage, you can also render him tranquil. This takes away almost all of his powers and pretty much turns him into a harmless... I don't know. How should I put it? He's just going to be made docile. He can't do anything afterwards. It's almost as if you lobotomize him and take away his free will. On the flip side, you can also have him serve the mages But the best option here is to have him research magic. This is only available if you took a perk from the war table earlier in the game. If you choose this one, he'll become an agent. Some people won't be happy about it, but who cares? We get an extra agent.
Your magic was theoretically impossible, Alexius. I could use people like you. Your sentence is to serve, under guard, as a researcher on all things magical for the Inquisition.
No execution. Very well.
It's up to you, though. If you want to go the merciful route, that's open to you. If you just want to kill, that's open to you as well. Or if you just want the best outcome in every possible situation, look up the outcomes and choose the one you want. Of course not. Unless they're in charge, they won't care for anything that we choose to do. Alright. We do have an extra perk to take.
Can we neglect roads? Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
We should probably make more room in our inventory. But hang on. We'll wait for that in a moment. Just trying to see which ones are best to take. These are the ones over here. Advanced and Master Focus. These will help your Inquisitor even more after you've unlocked the Focus ability. Right now, let me just take this over here.
What we discussed earlier, Ambassador.
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
We need more inventory space. Aye. There's a crap ton to do here. I recommend taking the time to do all of these before moving on. This is our main quest right now. Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. There are, however, more places to discover. For example, this over here. Find the Warden. This should unlock Cresthaven. You can also explore the deep roads if you want to. And if you want to check out the western approach, that's available as well. You know what? Let me go ahead and save the game. We're going to unlock a bunch of locations, and then we'll figure out where to explore next time when we come back to Dragon Age. It's okay if you guys want to unlock the locations, just as long as you don't travel and do the quest. We have so many places to visit now.
You read the report?
It was unusual. Is he always so blunt?
Yes.
Remember how in the beginning of the game we had like 3 places to explore? The Storm Coast, the Hinterlands, and what was it? The Fallamire? Guess what? Here's a new place. Cullen, our spies looked into the breakdown of contact between Val Royeaux and Imperial Army forces in the Dales. Troops on both sides agreed to cease hostilities, then retreated to their camps to await the outcome of peace talks. What occurred after the withdrawal is a mystery. The last communique from Gaspard's marshal reported a rash of desertions. After that, silence. I agree that this warrants further investigation. Do what you will, and my agents will lend support. Signed, Leliana. Well, we can march soldiers into the Exalted Plains and position scouts in strategic areas. If lines of communication are down, we must be prepared for anything.
Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Don't forget, in order to unlock new locations, you need power. We now have a new outpost in the Exalted Plains. Let's go check out this place real quick. We're not going to play yet. But just to give you guys an idea of all the various locations we can visit, I'm going to take the time to unlock them all right now.
Inquisitor, welcome to the Exalted Plains, a place with a long and bloody history. Even now, the region is volatile. This was a front in the Civil War. Now there's rebels called the Freemen of the Dales, recently emerged and adding to the chaos.
This is where the elves made their last stand, isn't it?
Ah, you studied the Dales. Yes. When offered a chance to lay down their arms and surrender, they refused.
This rebel group. Tell me more about them.
They seem to be simple deserters, tired of fighting and dying for either the Empress or the Grand Duke. Now they want the Dales for their own. Worse, they're more organized than we anticipated. Be wary.
What else can you tell me?
Scouts have sighted Dalish elves. There must be a clan camped somewhere on the plains.
I didn't know that you could romance her.
Must we dwell on such gloomy things?
I don't want to dwell, but look. It must have been so beautiful. Maybe even romantic.
That will be all. Thank you.
With the rifts and the undead, the Orlesians have lost ground. Most have been driven back to their forts. We have to stabilize the region, allowing the Imperial Army to re-establish its presence. Good luck, Your Worship. You'll need it.
The Exalted Plains. This place doesn't stand out to me. But there's so much stuff to do here too. That's location number 1. Location number 1, and then if we go back, oh hey, check it out. It's looking prettier and prettier. You know what I'm not gonna go to yet? These areas with the green rift marks. Those are major story areas.
Did you see the message I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Find the warden. Oh, right. This one unlocks Crestwood. We need to open up this place. So Hawk has revealed that Corypheus can influence the minds of Grey Wardens. If the Darkspawn brings them under his sway, he'll command a legion of highly skilled warriors. The Inquisition must hunt down Hawk's Grey Warden ally hiding in Crestwood to learn more about the other Warden's plans. No one has traveled to or from Crestwood since the breach, and Leliana will send her fastest agents to discover what disaster has rendered it silent.
Excavation is slow, as you can imagine.
We have to ensure that a trap is not awaiting us in Crestwood. Let's send the scouts. Hawk's warden friend is somewhere here. Disappeared before we could talk to him. He's good. Be careful on the road. Lots of undead. People here need our help. Explain more once you're here. I think this will be the last place we'll visit for tonight. Gotta leave some mystery to the game's world.
Good to see you safe, Inquisitor. We've got trouble ahead.
I'm sure it's nothing the Inquisition can't handle.
Careful, Your Worship. That optimism might be catching.
Are things that bad? Oh.
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight. It's not the only rift in the area, but after it appeared, corpses started walking out of the lake. You'll have to fight through them to get to the cave where Sir Hawk's Grey Warden friend is hiding.
I wish we could get better acquainted, Harding. When the dead aren't rising around us, perhaps?
The world would crumble to dust before you ran out of ills to fight. Maybe someone in Crestwood can tell you how to get to the rift in the lake. Maker knows they'll want help. Good luck, and please be safe.
Crestwood is more or less... It's more or less another Falomire. Creepy. You know what? I still have some more time. Let's continue unlocking more areas. How about one that looks better than the ones we've seen before? The Exalted Plains and Crestwood, they look similar to what we've seen before. No, the lightning can't hurt you. It's just for cosmetics. Just something for us to take a look at. You know, scenery and all. So there's Crestwood and the Exalted Plains. And there's still more to see.
Nothing yet.
The Western Approach and Adamant Keep. I think the Disaster in the Deep Roads is part of a DLC mission. Otherwise, that's what, 2 to 3 locations we can already explore? Not to mention the ones we've opened up previously if you haven't done them. Let's check out these 2 areas and then we'll call it a night. Scouts are reporting a number of travelers entering the Western Approach. Surprising, since the place is a blighted desert with no trade routes. More surprising, no one is leaving. It bears investigating. We'll deploy some troops to secure a position.
Between the Marquis and the Dowager. Wonder of wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
We've established a foothold in the Western Approach, per orders. Already one skirmish with a Venatori, but no casualties. Requesting reinforcements. The term Blighted Desert doesn't do this place justice. Let me also unlock this one as well. That way we don't have to come back to this war table. Leliana's spies have discovered orders from the Venatori's high-ranking commanders. A large number of mages are traveling westward to excavate something of great value to our cause. The Inquisition must find whatever its enemies are searching for. The region is vast, but Leliana is ready to put her network to use in tracking down Corypheus's minions. The Venatori are sending some of their best scholars into the wilderness. Let's discover precisely where they are heading. The Venatori are camped in a place known as the Hissing Wastes. They're working their slaves to death digging old buildings out from the sand. The Inquisition should step in quickly because if it doesn't, I'm going to bash the Venatori's heads in and you'll need a new scout. Good for Harding. This doesn't even cover the next 3 locations that we'll unlock after Wicked Hearts and Minds.
Any luck charting the area?
I did what I could, Your Worship. This space has nothing but space. If there's nothing valuable here, I say let Corypheus have it.
Well, the desert is immeasurably more precious with you in it, Scout Harding.
When did you come up with that one?
I had some time along the way.
I did find something for you. Old dwarven ruins on the surface. Impossible, but there you go. The Red Templars are digging them out, with Venatori supervision.
Whatever they want, we must beat them to it.
I just saw Red Templars heading northwest to here. They might be a good start. I found this map on a dead one. Maybe it shows where they're headed. Good luck.
That seems notable. The Hissing Wastes. It's another desert location. This time in the middle of the night. Again, it's another very large location. There are at least 6 camps we can make out here. And last one. Actually, no, that's not it. The Forbidden Oasis over here. We've been there before. The western approach is available now. Exalted Plains. Yeah, I guess the Emerald Graves and Emprise de Leon haven't been unlocked yet. If you like the desert, here's another one.
Visitor, welcome to the western approach. We've sighted Warden activity to the southwest, but no one's been close enough to figure out what they're doing. Between the sandstorms and the vicious wildlife, we haven't made it far out here. One of my men got too close to a poison hot spring and gave me a slightly delirious report of a high dragon flying overhead. In short, this might just be the worst place in the entire world. Be careful out there.
Are you worried about me?
Someone has to be. And try not to die. I don't want to deliver that report to Skyhold. We intercepted a Venatori messenger and, persuaded him to give up the orders he was carrying. We have them here. This entire place. It just feels like something's not right. Be careful.
Inquisitor, I have something for you.
I love how every single time we open up a new spot, we can flirt more and more with Harding.
What is it?
Could prove useful, sir.
But yeah, this is the western approach. It's more desert. And there's a dragon here. Alright, that's going to be it for our session. So if you haven't finished exploring the Hinterlands, the Falmire, or the Storm Coast, if you made it this far into the game, you now have Crestwood, the Exalted Plains, you have the Hissing Wastes, the Western Approach, and oh yeah, the Forbidden Oasis if you want to continue exploring. None of the new locations are as big as the Hinterlands, but they're comparable to, say, maybe the Storm Coast and the Falmire. And you guys have already seen how long it's taken for us to explore those areas. Nothing will ever be as big as the Hinterlands, so thank goodness for that. But there's still so much left to do. I mean, look at this. We gotta go up here and gotta go down here to explore. Well, I'm gonna make a save and we're gonna call it for tonight. It took us all that time just to explore through everyone's dialogue. How insane is that? You can run through like 3-4 hours playing through this game and only get done with the dialogue. And we didn't even get to do any of the combat stuff or exploration. It's mind-boggling. And don't forget, we still have things to discover with the war table operations as well. In the time between where we explore the locations, we'll drop back into our war table and complete those missions as we go. This is easily a 100-hour game, depending on how long you take to explore everything. Do the side quests, don't do the side quests. The choice is up to you. Anyway, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you have any comments or questions down below, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And also, share and subscribe. If you have missed out on any of our previous play sessions with Dragon Age, hit up our playlist. Or if you want to see some other content from us, hit up our channel. If you're on Twitter, follow us at twitter.com/LunarlightGames. Over there you'll find deals, discounts, as well as news stories from our page, as well as the odd giveaway we run from time to time. Check out the pinned post for more information, or hit up our hashtag LunarlightVault. If you'd like to support our channel financially, you can do so by dropping a donation at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. The link will be posted down below later. But if you're looking for other ways to contribute to our channel, don't worry, we got you covered. Just watch our videos. That's easy as pie. And also subscribe. That helps as well. Follow us over at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames and hit the notification bell across all of our platforms to get updates as soon as they're made available, or to catch whenever we go live. That is going to be all for tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to do any exploration. That will have to wait for another session. Trying to get through all the dialogue is an effort in and of itself. Well, you'll be glad that we cleared everything out right now, because some of that stuff can't wait. If we wait until later in the game to complete the dialogue, we'll miss out on operations and rewards. That's why I got everything done right away. But rest assured, in the future we're going to be doing a lot more exploration. So drop back in if you guys want to see more of that. See you later, Storm. I hope you guys have a great start to your week. Happy Monday. And we'll see you guys again sometime soon.